What up, dude? Welcome to the Boss Up All Out podcast, your home for organic debate about Detroit Lions news and rumors. It's your man, Kurt Steele. On today's show, we look at what or if the Lions should trade for Myles Garrett or Cooper Kupp. But please do us a quick favor. Like the video, share the video, and comment on the video. If you enjoy our content, please subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 3,000 subscribers, and we are currently at 2683. And we got some channel memberships down, so check it out, man. Get those special emojis during the live chats and the live stream. So go ahead and help us grow this channel. Now it's time to bring in my co-host for today's show. First up, man, it's the ladies' pet, the men's regret. You ain't seen nothing yet. The yam farmer extraordinaire himself, my man, LL Cool Toys. What's going on, my dude?
What's up, everybody? Good Wednesday morning.
Man, fresh off a shift to work because he worked hard, man. He's the hardest working man in Jackson, Michigan. He be cooking meals. He be coaching kids. It's the Wolf and Lion who?
Dude, I got to go there after we get done. Coach Mike Jones. What's going on, Lion fans?
All right, so if you're new to the channel, you don't know how our show works. We look at Detroit Lions news, headlines, or takes. If we agree, we say they are bossed up. If we disagree, we say they are balled on. And we give our reasons why we agree or disagree. No hot takes here. It's natural debate, our true thoughts and opinions about what's going on with our favorite team, the Detroit Lions. So, you know what I'm saying? You don't get all that stuff you get over there on what's that, First Take or what's the other, First Things First or whatever the facility. We gonna tell you what the real how we really feel about what's going on with the Detroit Lions and, what's going on with them in the national media or the local media. So you're going to get what we really feel. And today is no different because it's just been out there, man. Since Myles Garrett announced that he wants to be traded, man, of course, the Lions have been named the top contender for landing that outstanding defensive end and reigning defensive player of the year. And then yesterday, find out the Rams told Cooper Kupp they plan to trade him before the season. Now, there's been a lot of speculation about the Detroit Lions and being a contender to trade for both of these players. So we're going to give our thoughts and opinions about what or if they should trade for these guys and what kind of compensation they should give to get these guys. So first up, I know how you feel, Coach Jones, about Myles Garrett. You made a whole video on the channel, but if they haven't seen it, go ahead and refresh them about what your feelings are just about the trade, not what you will give up, but should the Lions trade for Myles Garrett? I want you to go first on this one.
Man, hell yeah. Go get him. Go get him, man. Like, come on. You got to at all. It don't even matter what the cost is. I trust Brad. He'll work it out. Go get Myles Garrett. And the thing is, too, is he probably ain't even got to sell his house because Cleveland is only, about 3.5 hours from Detroit, something like that, man. So he can keep his crib. All you got to do is get him one of them little vacation homes, man, like probably, out in Novi or something like that, man. And just, come on, man. Come on. All you want a championship, right? Come on, brother.
Okay. I feel you. I feel you. All right. LL, what you got, man? Should the Lions trade for Myles Garrett?
Absolutely. I'm almost with Coach Mike. It almost don't matter the cost. It do matter. But or almost, whatever. But trade them. Go for it. I think this is, the moment, that we all kind of been waiting for. We heard that, Brad allegedly called about or had been calling about Myles Garrett. This situation or checking on any situation after a couple people had got hurt on our side. So there may be, I don't want to say a relationship or whatever. It might be a connection there. They already had at least preliminary talks about it in the past. So maybe even there was some framework there. So yeah, I think that this is the one, man. And, to keep it short like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Kurt, don't do it. Please don't.
He about to do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Yeah. Is it a good idea? Absolutely. Am I absolutely sold on it? Absolutely not. Um, and the reason being is that it has to do with the second part of it, which is the compensation and then like all the ramifications for it. Um, I'm not worried about the picks. I'm not worried about the picks for it because of the fact that at this point, where the Lions are, in the draft and what our picks are landing, it's not really a first round pick. It's more like a second round pick for us. Um, his age doesn't bother me, and his because he has a good injury history. Like dude has been durable. He has. My thing is, what is it going to do to the salary cap? What is it going to do to what players that we can bring back and what players that we can extend? Because we already know that Brad Holmes is going to make Aiden Hutchinson the highest paid defensive end in the NFL. And you got Myles Garrett, who is probably about 8th on that list right now, but he's the reigning defensive player of the year. What is he going to want in the next couple of years? He's going to want that number one defensive end money.
Not if he want to win.
Now, I mean, I get it. And my initial thoughts are yes, but we'll get into why the but is.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into it.
The conversation.
We're gonna talk
about it. If you look at that, if you look at this and you look at it, what the potential could be for the Detroit Lions if we have Myles Garrett and Aiden Hutchinson, it is man, that's a total like dominate. I mean, and I have to say, like, you see it on ESPN, you read it, brought it through local media, some of the beat writers, and then some of the more prominent national media, and they saying that Detroit Lions should go get Myles Garrett. They say that they're having that piece with the Aiden Hutchinson, and you can kind of kick Aiden Hutchinson's contract, kick the can a little bit down the road. You can make it where I don't want to get to where we're looking at the 5th-year option for Aiden Hutchinson. I want to go ahead and lock him into his contract. So, but because I want him in Detroit long term, and I want his contract to be settled. You know what I'm saying? I don't want there to ever be where we get into a bidding war for Aiden Hutchinson, because that's the future of the Lions. I mean, that's the present and the future of the Lions. So, yes, but with some ramifications of it. So talking about that, right? Because I want to go to LL first, because he's really brought this topic to us in the chat yesterday in our group chat. So if you were to trade for you or Brad Holmes, what would you trade for Myles Garrett?
Almost whatever. Like I don't really. I do have enough faith in Brad Holmes to make decent draft picks at least. So yeah, I've seen a couple different trade proposals. One was just 2 firsts and a third. I get it up in a heartbeat. If that's what it is, I get that up in a heartbeat. So but let me put on my GM. Well, let me turn this hat into a GM hat and turn the knob on it. Mm-hmm. For my trade proposal for Myles Garrett, I would also include in that, I would start with the 2 firsts and the third, and I would include Jared Goff. But I know that they're not going to take Jared Goff, so I would include Jared Goff and then the trade proposal for Mary. But I don't care, Coach Mike. But like I said, they wouldn't take Jared Goff because they don't want him. But I would also offer. I would definitely offer Hendon Hooker if that's the case. Because if they're looking for a quarterback and all the other stuff, I think that might interest them, and it might work out. Who knows? I don't know what they exactly what they got going on over there. They seem to be a quarterback away, but they can't pick a good enough quarterback. So if they looking for a quarterback, and if they say, hey, include the young buck in the deal, he's in the deal. But yeah, my trade proposal would at least start with those two ones and a third, and considerations on Jared Goff. What do you guys got?
Yeah. Actually, I'm right there with you on with the second part of what you said. Scratch all that golf mess that you're talking about because we know you don't like them anyways. But you know what? I'm looking at what we gave up for Matt Stafford, right? So we gave up two first and a third, or the Rams gave us two first and a third, and Jared Goff kind of, in the mix, so I'm giving up the two first and a third and Hendon Hooker, as you know, because they're desperate for a quarterback. So that is what I'm giving up. And then I look at the I don't know if y'all want to get into the contract, what they got left on the contract or not. But
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, so Myles Garrett has 2 years left on his contract. So that's why I'm giving up the two first and third because Myles Garrett has been pretty damn healthy his whole career. So you don't really have to worry about that because he's a guy. He's one of those workout warriors, man, who just like, do you lift weights every day? You know what I'm saying? So he's real. He's just a freak athletically. That's half of his makeup. Is like not only the work he puts in, but him being an athletic freak.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
but
He
also
can
in
hoop
the
too.
yeah, exactly. But also in the contract, it says a proration, which means Garrett could waive a few dollars if he really trying to get that championship. Like he said, he could waive a few dollars. In 2025, it says he's owed 18,467. 120. So, he could bring that number down a little bit. He could waive like 3 or 4 million off that. You know what I'm saying? Now, how bad do you want to get the Super Bowl? You requesting a trade? You must want it bad. You must see like your window closing. So, I would say that because he has this year and next year. And if you look at the Lions, can't take being on top for granted, because this year alone shows you number one seed, you 15-2, but there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee about nothing because you got outed in the divisional round. So with that being said, I feel like Brad Holmes feels the pressure of, you know what, we got to get some done. Like we got to make it happen. Like even though their window is still as big as anybody's, it still is narrowed a little bit because of the loss and because of the NFC Championship loss. So I'm having Myles Garrett come in, but maybe he knocks off 3 or 4 million in that proration, and we going in these next 2 years like we got two championships to win, and that's all we're gonna do.
All right. Okay.
Mhm.
For me, for me. I get what you guys are saying because it's important to recognize that the availability of Garrett's the pass rush of his caliber is very rare. That he hits a trade market. Now we already know Cleveland has already said we're not going to trade him, but everyone says that crap when their star player says we want to be traded, and then all of a sudden, right before the season starts or something like that, there is a trade. Just turned 29 in December, so still fairly young, still in his prime. I think it's going to take at least 2 or first round picks, potentially even more. I think looking at a similar type of player trade happened in 2018 when the Khalil Mack got traded. They gave up 2 first round picks to get him and a third round pick and a 6th round pick. But at that time, he had only been with the Raiders like 4 years. So
Right.
and they gave up a 2nd round and a 5th round in return. So they gave up a whole bunch of draft stock to get um Khalil Mack. If you look at Myles Garrett, right, it's going to take at least 2 first rounders and um I would say a second and a third. A second and a third. It's going to take that much. It's probably going to take about 4 picks to get him. If not the second and third, maybe a third and a fourth. So two first, a third and a fourth is what I'm thinking that the is going to take to get him in the building. How does that mess with the Lions' future? Now, talking about the cap hits, 18 million this year, next year, 18, 19 million, and then another 20 in 2025. And he's going to want an extension because he's going to want about 35 million a year coming up, and those probably that backs part of the contract. So if we extend him, it's gonna be a pretty penny. How does that? Do you walk away from players like Carlton Davis, Derek Barnes? Do you just walk away from those guys? I mean, because Myles Garrett can rush the passer, but he can't cover wide receivers.
Don't need him to.
I mean, are you giving away your future for one player and substituting 4 or 5 players that you could have for him?
But
that's my only thing about it. Now, I'm not saying that I wouldn't do it. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm just saying with the cap ramifications that he will bring, not just like next, not just like the next 2 years, because I think the Lions can deal with that the next 2 years, because his money will hit the same time Jared Goff's money is hitting, the same time Amon-Ra St. Brown's money is hitting, the same time the Penei Sewell's money is hitting, the same time Aleem McNeil's money is hitting. So I'm looking at this like, what would that ramifications of that do to our salary cap? And then you're looking at Aiden Hutchinson's money will be coming up around that same time. Will the Lions and will Brad Holmes do that? And you're looking at your window where you're may not be as talented during that time frame, because we know he likes to build through the draft, right? So if you're giving up that draft capital, what does that do for you in the draft? So I'm looking at Brad Holmes because he likes to move up and down the draft board. That's one of the reasons why I'm a yeah, but because of the fact that we have to give up so much. Because then you look up giving up players. Someone suggested yesterday on another channel we give up J-Mo for you throw J-Mo in there.
No.
Or you give up Jahmyr Gibbs. No. Or I'm
Hendon Hooker.
Yeah.
I mean, but see, here's my thing with Hendon Hooker. He's an unproven product. He's an unproven commodity in the NFL.
Any draft pick is going to be that. Any draft pick is unproven.
A college player, yeah. But you're looking at, I'm not saying from the Lions standpoint. I'm saying from the Browns standpoint. Are they they're looking at like,
if we gonna trade them a first and a second and a third and a fourth and a fifth, all of those things are unproven. At least we have a guy. At least there's a guy that has been with been in the NFL the last couple of years.
I get what you're saying, but like I said, like they may look at it. They've had enough bad trades for quarterbacks in their recent history, so they may not be looking at that. Where they want somebody who is a proven commodity that they know that can play, instead of someone who they have question marks about. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that they wouldn't, but because it's like, well, shit, we traded all this money. We gave all this guaranteed money for somebody who was trash and never really lived at their potential in Cleveland.
They did that for Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson. That's what I'm saying.
He was a Pro Bowl player.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at that from Cleveland's standpoint. Like, are we willing to give up this much? This player who's a reigning defensive player of the year for a guy who hasn't played significant downs in the NFL?
It's kind of the choices are. I mean, they don't have to do anything, but the choice already kind of been made. He asking to leave, so it's not if we trade this, is he don't want to be here no more. And I kind of think more. I didn't take it that far, but Coach kind of explained that perfectly. It really depends on Myles Garrett. If Myles Garrett, I think, says, all right, send me to Detroit, they will do what it takes to make it work. Of course, he would have to, make some, whatever, rather it be take a pay cut or just plan to be at where he's at, because his cap number isn't too high. From what I understand, I don't really know all of the numbers
for this year and next year. It is not. For 2025 and 2026, it's not a great cap hit. It's like ninth, I think 8th and 10th for his position. But you look at what he wants
I don't
on
know what he wants.
extension.
I don't know what he
They
wants.
say
If
he
you
wants
tell me,
around 34 to 35 million.
I'm waiting to hear that from him.
Top player.
What I did hear from him is that he don't want to be there no more. So and he wants to win. So I know this don't. Y'all hear me say this all the time. Let's just see if they're telling the truth. I said that all year about Aaron Glenn and he left, but let's see if he's telling the truth. You say you want to win. I said that with what's my man Max Crosby as well. When he requested his trade, everybody was saying, let's go get him, bring him home, Brad, bring him home, Brad. Does he want to come home? Is going to be the thing, because like you said, of course, all of that is absolutely true. He knows that, and the Browns know that. So he would have to, if he wants to come here, here specifically, he would have to say, all right, make it work. I'll do, I'll take the whatever, even on an extension, you know what I'm saying, to keep the window open. And that's on all parts, including, I'm gonna say his name, but that's in all parts, like Jared Goff. Some, that's been a suggestion, and maybe, he may rework his deal. Some people may be open to reworking their deal. I'm not asking them to, because that's their money. It ain't my money. It ain't my money to say that. Let me say that. But that's just the theory out there. I don't really know. But of course, if that wants to work, there'll have to be some kind of compromises and stuff like that. And of course, we all know that there are other teams out there with a lot of more cap money, like the Patriots and all that kind of stuff. But a lot of those are in the conference, or things like that. So it may not be the same need to trade them. But it's gonna have to be some kind of reworking on both sides. We're gonna have to figure out a deal for him, and he's gonna have to figure out if he want to, what kind of deal he'll take to stay here. Yeah, because that really hinges on it. If he were in that. It kind of all depends on that. If whoever wants to come here says, I do it for a good deal, I do it for, to win. Oh, it don't matter. And we'll do that, because that's what's going, he'll take a whatever kind of adjustment. Barnes might come back on a whatever kind of deal. CD3 might come back on a whatever kind of deal. If he might come back on a whatever kind of deal. We see that all the time. If they want to leave to go get paid, that's fine. But the chances of winning would probably be to stay.
Yeah. And I'm going to kind of say my last little part about this. I know we probably got to wrap this segment up. But Myles Garrett is all going to depend on. We'll find out how bad he want to win a Super Bowl when we find out how much the trade is. What he's willing to waive, what the numbers are, how much Cleveland's willing to eat, because they're already eating at Deshaun Watson money. So so it just depends on, the GM in the front office, what he can do with his calculator, and how much Myles Garrett want to win. If Myles Garrett really wants to win, he will come to Detroit. We are the number one team on that list with Super Bowl aspirations, and you add him with Aiden Hutchinson, it don't matter who the hell back there. I can cover for that long. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not really, but I'm just saying, like, I could play a little bit of mid zone. You know what I'm saying? Like, give him a little breathing room. Give me 100 G's. I go out there real quick.
I ain't messing with Coach Jones. All right, real quick. All right, one word answer. All right, does Brad Holmes do it? LL?
Probably not.
Yeah,
Coach.
Yes, because you know what? He's from that LA Rams. You gotta remember what they do with them things.
Okay, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say he's already said he's not a prisoner to the moment, so I'm gonna say he doesn't do it. But that's just me. Hey, like the video, share the video, and comment on the video. You know what we do here. This is your home for Organic Debate about Detroit Lions news and rooms. Great discussion about Myles Garrett, man. I think it's gonna be a shorter discussion about Cooper Kupp.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be real short. real short.
Okay. The question is: Cooper Kupp a good trade prospect for the Detroit Lions? We can go 2-word answers, 3-word answers. LL, what you got? Is he a good trade prospect for the Lions?
Yeah.
Okay. What you got, Coach Jones?
Mid-season.
Trade deadline type of thing. They talking about trading them now. All right. So for me,
they ain't gonna get it now.
Yeah, I'm going to say hell no. I gotta bring it back to my hell no. Days back to when I was on the Dahar podcast, man. But And I'm gonna go first on this one. And I gotta give my thoughts is. I look at this trade and I'm like, okay, would I trade for Cooper Kupp? I'm like, not really. But what would we have to give up to get Cooper Kupp? And I'm like, what would I give up for Cooper Kupp? I'm not excited for the trade for him. His contract's too high for a player of his age and his injury history. I mean, he's missed several games the past 2 seasons. I mean, he only played, look at his career, he's 31. He's only played a full season 2 times.
You know, go ahead. Or I don't know if you want to let me interrupt, but
no, let me give him. And he wouldn't particularly be a starter for me in Detroit. He plays particularly the slot receiver. Who plays slot receiver in Detroit? Amon-Ra St. Brown. You gonna put Kupp in front of St. Brown? Absolutely not. I'm not even willing to sit down JMO. I won't even put him in front of Tim Patrick because of the type of receiver he is. Nope, absolutely not. For his age and his injury history, I'm saying absolutely not. Just because of the fact that what Tim Patrick, how he plays, what Tim Patrick's position is on the field. He's an X receiver. He's that bigger body. For Cooper Kupp, he doesn't play that style. He plays where Amon-Ra St. Brown plays. That's where he plays. Or he plays where JMO. I'm not going to put him in front of JMO. I'm not going to put him in front of St. Brown. I'm not. I'm just not.
No.
Nope. Absolutely not. Plus his age. Plus he been, you know what I'm saying? He get hit one good time in the NFC North with some of those linebackers. His ass going to be on the bench again. Nope, absolutely not. 31, missing all these games. Absolutely not. Cooper Kupp can go somewhere else. He's not. I don't. Even when last year that they were saying he was up. Absolutely not. I've never been. I'm not saying I don't like Cooper Kupp. I'm not saying he's not a good receiver. I'm not saying he's not talented. But I'm saying for what his role is and what position he plays, I'm not putting him in front of my All-Pro wide receiver, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm not planning on putting him in front of my 1,000-yard young receiver who's coming into his own in JMO. Just not. I'm not doing it. And he's not a big body receiver that goes down the field that can box people out or box people out in the red zone like Tim Patrick. Can't do it.
What the hell? Uncle Kurt. Listen here. Uncle Kurt.
I'm not doing it.
This is where Uncle Kurt come in because now you speaking with all that wisdom and all that. You know, listen here. I know this is like despite the contract because the contract numbers make it so it's probably not gonna happen. Yeah. But if it got waived and things like that, I would bring Cooper Kupp in, and Cooper Kupp would be my Anquan Bolden. He would be that guy because Cooper Kupp, one thing that he can do, he can find the gaps, he can find the holes, he can find the alleys, he can find the passing lanes. And there's always room for a receiver like that on a team who can just get the ball. And the thing is you talking about like we all love Tim Patrick, but come on, man. Like,
look, okay. I'm looking at size, right? Cooper Kupp is light in the ass. He's only 200 pounds. He's 6'2" and 200 pounds.
But you remember now, what did Jared Goff do the last time he had 2 slot receiver like that with the Rams? He took him to the Super Bowl. You remember how small those 2 receivers were? You know what I'm saying?
You talking about him and OBJ?
Huh?
Him and OBJ?
No, I'm talking about when he went to the Super Bowl with the Rams the first time. They had
Kupp and who was you talking about
the 2 they had just the 2
was it Brandon Cooks?
Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks, yeah.
Yeah, and I can't remember the other dude's name, man, but they were just quick little, you know what I'm saying? So, and Jared Goff loves those timing routes. Cooper Kupp and Amon-Ra both run the timing routes. They will eat the end, the middle, their defense up, man. The corners and the safeties have to suck down, man. And JMO probably will get more touchdowns than they had this year just because of the safeties having to creep up to get those receivers, man. Like, to do all that underneath work, you're gonna have to have a different type of defense than any defense has ever been called for you to to
What is that? What was that
you
thumbs
know
down?
what, Kurt? I'm gonna tell you what about your little thumbs down. Look, you now I'm saying if you have two of Myron St. Brown underneath, you're gonna have to dedicate some of your safety help to cover that. No linebacker's gonna cover that. So you're gonna have to dedicate those. So now you're gonna have to play single high safety. And who loves single high safety? JMO loves single high safety. JMO will probably have almost 20 touchdowns if Cooper Kupp came to Detroit. I'm telling you right now, you leave JMO one-on-one with a safety.
That's where the exaggeration crosses the
Oh,
line. You know, Jared Goff ain't throwing no 20 touchdowns down the field like that.
I mean,
But
I know he ain't, but I'm saying JMO will probably be the team leader in touchdowns if Cooper Kupp came to Detroit.
I want to say, because what all of y'all just said, y'all right. So I want to change my mind. For a trade, no. I just wanted him on the team. Now, I'll take the approach as some of the other teams or as some of the other people out there, and I'll wait for him to get cut. And then you can come in. Because
that's where my thing comes in.
So
if he
as
was
a trade,
Detroit,
no.
I will wait till he gets cut, because I think what the consensus is that they're not going to find a trade partner to take their contract on because of the numbers, but he probably going to get cut by the Rams, and then you will see. I will probably be more objective to him coming to Detroit in a free agent scenario than I would be in a trade.
But that's why I said the trade deadline, because at the trade deadline, you just throw anything, because at that point in time, ain't nobody gonna give up nothing for him, because his health reasons and his age reasons. So that's why I said also the trade deadline. Let's see how many games he plays. See how this season turn out. See how many nagging little injuries he has, man.
Yeah.
And then
but he ain't gonna make it into the season on the roster. I just don't think he's not gonna make it into the season on the Rams roster.
Honestly, you're gonna have to be a desperate team to take
the Patriots.
Cooper Kupp has played 12 games, 9 games these last 3 years. So
the Patriots.
I mean,
Chicago Bears.
The thing is, you gotta be in that window though. You gotta be in that window. Now the Bears might do it because they do a bunch of dumb shit, but
and they want to say, look what we got, Detroit. Everything they do, it seems to be to point at us, and it's like we don't like. I mean, y'all, I don't care. Y'all go ahead and do whatever the hell y'all got to do over there. But I think it'll be those kind of moves.
The thing with that is that then you have a player like DJ Moore. You think he's going to supplant DJ Moore and Rome Odunze and Keenan Allen?
Keenan Allen, he did. I think Keenan Allen a free agent after this year, or is a free agent now. Whatever.
I think he is. So I think he's on a 1-year deal with a avoidable year.
That would be the and Ben Johnson. Ooh, I got this other guy now. Ooh, he'll let Cooper Kupp throw passes now.
But hey, man. So one more answer. I wouldn't trade for Cooper Kupp. If I trade for Cooper Kupp, no. Free agent signing, yes. What you got, LL?
Same trade, nah. Unless you change Jared Goff, but unless you change Jared Goff to get Myles Garrett, but no, wait for him to get cut.
Coach Jones,
I would trade deadline. I'm throwing a 5th out there, whatever, because at that point in time, they just got to take whatever they can get, or they're gonna cut them. So I'd be like a 5th round pick. Bam. So I think that Kupp come be our wide receiver 3.
Okay. Hey, man, like the video, share the video, and comment on the video. All these things help us with this content and gets it out to the more Lions fans just like yourself. If you haven't done so already, make sure you follow us on your favorite social media platforms, man. Coach Jones does a great job over the Wolf Line Sports Stop. And go check out his video he did yesterday about Myles Garrett, man. It's very popular, getting some very positive reviews on that short video. And of course, I post content from this show on all of my social media platforms. And my other show that I produce is coming out today. So make sure you check out the Chasing Your Dreams podcast with my man Eric Hall. And of course, LL Cool Torrance, man. It's hump day, baby. So you know what tomorrow is. It's Thursday. So LL's Instagram page, man. Dive for party shots for today's show. LL, I'm gonna let you go first today, man. What you got?
Man, just Coach Mike said it perfectly, dog. How bad, do you really want it, Myles Garrett? And that's what it all really depends on. If he wants to come to a team that could possibly win, what would it take for you to, what's the sacrifice? We're going to have to give up some players on our side. hopefully we'll be willing to do that as well. Of course, that is the perfect scenario, and we know that rarely happens. But yeah, if it does happen, welcome Myles Garrett, and hopefully, like I said, maybe we can have some exploratory talks on getting Jared Goff out of here. So I'm happy Wednesday, y'all, and have a great rest of your week.
This guy. All right, what you got, Coach Jones?
Yeah. So I would just like to say that the little morsel that I left out there that nobody really took. So Brad Holmes is human, okay? So you gotta think Brad Holmes is kind of like us, like, man, this D line, whoo. That's why that Myles Garrett thing is gonna happen. There's not a problem. It's gonna happen.
Okay.
That Cooper Kupp, I don't know about that. That's far fetched, But that Myles Garrett thing is gonna happen. He's a Detroit Lion, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, it's book it, man. Because Brad Holmes, he gonna be playing now. He got a little bit of Madden in him, man. You know what I'm saying? And that I just think that D line with a Liam McNeil, Aiden Hutchinson, Myles Garrett. That's too much. That's way too much temptation for Brad Holmes to have, and we're gonna have that press conference coming up shortly.
I like your confidence.
Like your confidence, man. Hey, thank you for starting your workday off with us right here on the Boss Up Ball Out podcast, your home for organic debate about Detroit Lions news and rumors, man. Great discussion today, talking about the big news in Detroit right now. Should the Lions trade for Myles Garrett or Cooper Kupp? We'll see what's going to happen down the line, man. But hey, thank you for starting your day off with us, man. If you're having a good day at work, spread that joy to someone else. You never know how far a kind word can go. If you're not having a good day, don't steal no one else's joy. And of course, you got to do your man Kurt Steele a quick favor. Whatever you're doing in life, you got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. For my fellas, LL Cool Torrance and Coach Mike Jones, this is Kurt Steele, and we will holler at you real soon.